In today's video, we're going to dive into 90% silver. We're also going to dive into two different coin shop stories that just happened on Saturday alone. So this video will be released on Sunday. Thank you for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe. I'm trying to get to 3,200 subscribers by the end of the month. If you're not yet subscribed, please subscribe to the channel. It's absolutely free to do so. Let's just get into the video right now. 90% silver, folks. I'm getting a lot of reports from different coin shops and from you all that you are having a harder time to find the 90% silver. I'm also getting reports on some coin shops seem to have plenty in stock, as some people like to call it. Plenty. Yeah, we got it online right now. I just released a video yesterday. If you've not seen that video, please go watch that video, because there are some bullion places are still out or out of certain items. Since the silver price has jacked up in price, the prices have gone up too. That's the way it works. That's the way it works. The price is going to keep going up as silver prices go up. I always say, if you can get it at melt, get it at melt and get as much as you can. Not financial advice, just what I'm seeing out there in the market this right now. Today's shop sales were not that great. I mean, yeah, you can say $41,000 is a lot of money, but we have to keep in mind that's not what the shop stake is. That is, it's probably about 5% of that. That's what the profit margin is, and that's after the taxes are paid on the building. Everything else, the workers are paid, and myself included, paid. The shop owner, did not make a lot of money today, but he also takes 5% of his net earnings and invests it into silver and gold. I don't like to really call it an investment. It's he's just protecting his money too. So he's still buying at his age. And he just ordered himself another case of 10-ounce bars for himself. He does this about once a month. He spends quite a bit of money every single month, and that's what he did for himself. He didn't buy anything last month. He thought the prices were going to come down a little bit more, but he says, I better get it now, he says, because I think the price is going to go up, and nobody knows that for sure. I'm not making predictions. Prices are going to go up Monday or Tuesday. I'm not saying that at all, because I can't tell you for a fact. I can make predictions all I want. Sometimes they come true, sometimes they don't. But what I'm hearing overall is, more and more shops are getting very low on 90% silver. We're going to keep doing those weekly reports. The Market Watch every single Saturday. So again, if you're not subscribed, it's a good time to subscribe right now so you don't miss out on that. The two stories that I have. One, today a woman came in with six tubes of silver eagles. She got them back in 96. They weren't all 96s. Her father actually gave them to her as a wedding present. It was 3 tubes of 86s and 3 tubes of 96, and she had no idea what the value of these are. Now the 86 is a key date, the 96 is a key date. She got them for a wedding present once again. Well, her so now called ex-husband is no longer around. But they got divorced, and she didn't want anything to remember him by, or just whatever. But her father's still alive, and I said to her, I says, you got 2 key dates and you got 3 tubes of them, and I said, and they're all in BU shape. So I explained to her what they were worth, and she's kind of pondering on it. I says, you don't have to decide now. Take them back home and think about it, because I told her what the value of silver is, and especially with those 2 key dates that she has. We offered her a fair price. We offered her $61 on the 86s. There was about 63 in that shape, and we offered her $49 for the 96, and they were about 55 bucks. So she decided to sell 1 tube of each for now. And I said, and I really was trying to talk her out of it, but she says, well, I really need the money anyways, and if I says, normally these are not going to go up and down too much in price. I said, if silver takes off more, I said, then you're going to see an uptick in price on these. But I said, since you got the two key dates, they normally hold about the same value. They normally don't move that much on an up and down price. So now we dropped $3 or $4 an ounce on silver. Yeah, you're going to see a little bit of a downhill on that. So she kind of needed the money, which is too bad. So I mean, you know, I said, all right, if you need the money, sell only what you need to sell then. No, I said, maybe sell 1 tube of each. I said, I'm not telling you what to do. I says, but I says, sell 1 tube of each. That way you have 2 and 2 left. I said, I would hang on to these as long as I can because you got the 2 key dates. And I says, please come back if you want to sell them, I told her, because we're going to pay the fairest price around the area. And she was very appreciative. That's what we paid her out. We paid out in cash. She's out the door. And then we had another guy come in. I would say this guy was probably about 80 years old. He brings in a little sack, you know, a little canvas sack. It was not a big one. He found it. He bought his dad's house. Of course, his dad's passed on now, and he was remodeling his kitchen floor, and he found a little sack inside the old hardware flooring, and they were full of dimes, a lot of Barber dimes, but the downfall was they all had holes in them. All holes, all from the 1800s. No key dates per se. I mean, there was one that could, you know, it was a little bit of value, but if it had a hole in it, it's not really worth that much now. I mean, it's really like a good one, but it had a hole in it, so it's not worth much. And I tell you why the holes were in the coins. There's a couple of reasons. Back in those days, the men normally used to work. The women stayed home, unfortunately. And those were just the times that it was back then. And men didn't have pockets in their suits. So what they did was they punched a hole, drill a hole in it, probably more like a punch of a hole in it, and they used to tie a string around the coins inside their pockets, in their suits. They would tie that little string around their dimes and quarters. That's why you see a lot of holes in older coins. Another reason why you would see holes in older coins would be is people doing jewelry with them. It's not illegal to drill a hole through a silver coin. It's not. They're out of circulation. They're not meant for circulation no more. You know, they just abolished them. So it's the silver weight now. That's what they were worth. So the guy was kind of like a little depressed at his things. There was probably about maybe 80, 90 dimes, but they were all mostly Barber. There was a few Mercury dimes. And so I says, this is what we can do. I says, we're going to send them off. I says, we're going to try to sell them as calls. And I says, people will buy them up. I said, I can give you a little bit under melt value today because of the holes. I said, if you had the ones didn't have the holes in them, then we would have paid you a lot more. But unfortunately, this is what it is. I says, if you want to take them off to the melter up the road on Monday, I said, they're probably going to give you $8 more. I said, that's where we're really at with it. I says, I says, if we can't sell them in a couple weeks, they're going to go off to the melter and get melted down. And I said, we're going to make about $8 off you. I says, we're not going to make a lot because there's nothing here with the value except for the silver weight that's left in them. So those are my 2 stories for today. It just gets interesting. You just never know what's going to walk through those doors. And it's just, you know, it surprises me sometimes what we see at the shop, the stories that I hear, the stories I hear from other coin shops. If you folks have any stories you want to email me, I'm open to all stories because, you know, that would help me out, get another video out. Just let's share your stories too. If you have one, let me know. I mean, it's, you know, I might use it. I might not use the story. If you do write me a story, just say, yes, please use this in your videos so I have your permission to use it. If you don't want me to use your name, say just don't use my name. That's all I ask. I mean, you know, I'm willing to help anybody out there share stories. And, you know, we have to try to, you know, communicate with each other, because that's how we get the word out, who has what out there. And if any of my prices, that you see a better price out there, feel free in any video to let me know what you're seeing out there for price, and say the company's name. You know, but, you know, let's not bash any company out there. That's not what I want on the channel, is bashing any company out there. So I thank you for watching. If you like this video, please like, share, and subscribe. See you on the next video. Coin Shop Chris is now out.